The name of the movie is Atlas. In the future, artificial intelligence has developed greatly, and robots have become present everywhere and help humans with almost all things. But problems arose when a robot named Harland formed an army of robots and began attacking humans. Harland and those with him caused the death of more than 1 million civilians without any reason. This robot was developed by a company called Shepard Robotics. Scientist Val Shepard is the one who developed this robot. She was making the robot Harland live with her daughter, called Atlas, who was no older than 10 years old. But unfortunately, this robot has turned into something dangerous to humanity. Because of this, an international coalition was created to eliminate him and his army of robots. Indeed, this international coalition was able to eliminate most of the robot army. When Harland felt that he might be defeated, he took a space rocket and left Earth. But before he left a video recording of himself saying that he would return again to planet Earth and get rid of humanity. After 28 years, we see forces from the international coalition storming one of the houses where a dangerous robot named Casca Vix, who was Harland's first assistant, was supposed to be present. Indeed, the forces arrive, but Casca ambushes them and places explosives in the place. After that, he goes out and attacks the soldiers with all his might. But suddenly, an international coalition robot fires an electrical charge at Casca, knocking him to the ground, so that the coalition forces can stop this dangerous robot. Then in Los Angeles, we see Atlas, the daughter of scientist Val. We discover that Atlas is a very smart girl, and because of that, she works with the coalition forces as an agent in order to reach Harland or any remaining member of the robot army on planet Earth. She learned that Casca had been found. Then an officer from the coalition forces comes to her and tells her that General Jake Booth, the coalition commander, wants her to attend. Then we see General Jake Booth with Colonel Elias, who tells the general that he does not trust Atlas and he does not want her to participate in Casca's interrogation process. But the general had a different opinion because he knew that Atlas was very smart and was able to obtain information about Harland from Casca. We also discovered that she lived with Harland and Casca in her childhood and knows everything about them because her mother was the one who developed them. After that, Atlas arrives and receives the general. It is directly her order to interrogate Casca and get information about the location of Harland. Indeed, she went to Casca and began to interrogate him. Because of her intelligence, she was able to know the place of Harland, where he was on a planet outside our galaxy. Then she killed Casca, went to the general, and told him the information she got. The general, after hearing this, decided to send Colonel Elias with other people to the planet where Harland is located. Atlas asked the general to go with them also in this task, but he refused to do so. But this time, Elias is the one who asked the general to allow her to go with them because he became convinced of her abilities. This is what the general agreed. Then Elias takes Atlas to see it as a huge robot that the soldiers can control to fight the enemy. He also told her that this robot is very sophisticated because it is linked to a nervous link with humans. But Atlas was shocked by that, and she told them that the nervous link technique was prohibited because Harland was the first robot to be tried to link to human beings through the nervous link. Because of this, Harland became smart to a large degree and became thinking about wrong things and waging his war on humans. But he told her that they had amended the nervous link that Atlas' mother had made, and they told her that these robots would not do what Harland did at all. But she was not convinced of what he said, but did not do anything about it. Then Atlas and Elias and the rest of the soldiers go to the planet where Harland is located to be arrested. Then we watch Atlas in her room and play a video showing her mother, who was talking to a group of scientists and telling them about the technique of the nervous link she was doing at that time. She was telling them that this nervous link would link humans to robots and would be a technical and industrial boom, but she was not aware of the catastrophe that would happen because of this technique. After that, a call comes from Elias to Atlas. He told her that he and his men combined and are waiting for her to tell them about her advice and information before they land on the planet where Harland is located. Indeed, she went to them and asked them to separate the nervous link they were before tell them any information. She did that because anything related to artificial intelligence may be penetrated, and therefore, if the robots are hacked, Harland will be able to know their plan. Then she told them that the planet they would head to is a bad planet in terms of weather, and because of that Harland chose this planet so that humans do not reach it. She told them that they should not remove their allowances throughout their mission period. She also told them that the general wanted them to arrest Harland and not to kill him because there is a company that wants to conduct experiments on this robot and know the reasons for his transformation into a criminal. She also told them that this robot is very dangerous and if they could not arrest it, they should destroy it. Then everyone prepares for their mission. As for Atlas, its function is to stay on the satellite ship and to communicate permanently with them. But suddenly an explosion takes place inside the satellite ship and we see bombs on the ship, where Harland and those with him seem to launch the attack. Elias asked everyone to ride inside the robots and control them, but Atlas refused this because she does not want to call through the nervous link with any robot. But while she was about to die, Elias puts her inside one of the robots and asked her to contact the nervous link with the robot to land safely, but she refused. So one of them helps Atlas and holds the robot led by Atlas to land with it. But this girl received a missile and died. So Atlas fell violently on the planet, and because of this she was injured and lost consciousness. After that, she recovered consciousness and saw herself somewhere on the planet and there was no one. So she spoke to the artificial intelligence that is in the robot called Smith. She asked Smith to search for the place of the survival capsule that was in the satellite ship that was destroyed. But artificial intelligence asked her to contact him via the nervous link in order to better control it, but she refused. Then, artificial intelligence tells her that he was able to locate the capsule of the survival. She asked him to take her there with a maximum speed. The robot was about to fly, but she prevented him because she told him that the drones that Harland controls can determine their place. Then we see the robot walking on this planet to reach survival capsule. Meanwhile, they see the rest of the robots, which unfortunately all their passengers have died. Atlas feels sad and asked Smith to collect the identities of the dead. Indeed, the robot does this. When he reached the robot that Elias is supposed to lead, she did not find his body. She has become hopeful that Elias is still alive and asked Smith to turn on the movement sensor in order to reveal any movement around them. Indeed, the robot runs the movement sensor and is able to pick up the movement, but not for Elias, but for other robots controlled by Harland, including Casca-like robot. Atlas discovered that Harland made another copy of Casca. She felt fear and asked the robot to leave the place, but the robots learned of her presence and attacked her. Atlas asked Smith to launch an ionic bomb, which caused a huge explosion that destroyed robots. Then we see the robot Casca, which wanted to attack Atlas, but suddenly a ground collapse occurs due to the bomb. Due to that, Casca and Atlas fall into the pits. Then Casca managed to get out of the pits and communicate with Harland and informed him of the presence of Atlas inside a robot. So Harland ordered Casca to catch her. Then Harland was holding Elias captive and was torturing him. We then see Atlas having a broken leg, so the AI begins treating her. Smith advised her to communicate with him through the neural link in order to better control the artificial intelligence. Finally, she agreed to this and tried to communicate with the robot via the neural link, but the connection failed. Smith tells her that this is because she is afraid of him and there is no trust between them. He told her that he had to go into her memories to see what was preventing her from contacting him. Indeed, Smith dives into her memories and sees that when she was a child, she used to sit with Harland and play chess. She considered Harland like her brother, but after his betrayal of planet Earth, she no longer trusted any other robot. But Smith tried to reassure her, telling her that he would support her and would not be like the previous robot. Indeed, she trusted him and was able to communicate with the robot via the neural link. Then the robot and Atlas emerged from the hole and began searching for the survival capsule. But meanwhile, Casco arrived at the scene, so she asked Smith to shoot bombs at him. The robot actually fired bombs at Casco, which caused a large explosion. Then they continue on their way, hoping to reach the survival capsule. On their way, they found the head of the robot Casco, so through it they were able to learn about the existence of the robot Harland. Then they arrived at the place where Harland was, and they were surprised that the spaceship they brought to this planet was now with Harland. She discovers that Harland will use this spaceship and the weapons in it to destroy planet Earth because there are very powerful carbon bombs. Suddenly, the robots attacked her, including a new version of the Casco robot. They managed to catch Atlas and tie her up. Then Harland comes to her and starts talking to her. We discover from his conversation that he had left a copy of the Casco robot on planet Earth in order to have Atlas reach him and bring a spaceship containing destructive weapons to destroy planet Earth, because planet Earth is surrounded by a defense system through which only spaceships belonging to planet Earth pass. Because of that, he lured them to his location in order to seize the ship. Although the spaceship was destroyed, Harland was able to bring it back into operation. He told her that there was only one step left for him to attack planet Earth, and the step was for her to give him the secret code for planet Earth's defense systems. He told her that he kidnapped Elias and took his password from him, and that only she had left the password she had. Then he placed her near Elias, tied her up, and tortured her until he obtained the secret code. So Harland decided to launch an attack on Earth. Elias asked Atlas about the robot Smith. She told him that it existed and was not destroyed. He told her that she could summon him via the neural link. Indeed, she tried to communicate with him through the neural link. He told her that the percentage of the neural link between them must be 100% in order for her to be able to summon him. But she was having difficulty with this because she does not trust robots. She begins to remember the past, and we watch as we discover that she was jealous of him because her mother cared more about him than her. So one day she went to him and asked him to help her become smart like him so that her mother would love her like him. He told her that her mother made a neural link device that would allow her to control the robot. He told her that if she wanted to be as smart as him, she should make him be able to modify the program. He told her that the neural link only worked one way, so he needed an order from someone to override it and teach a human in return. Atlas actually did what Harland asked of it. Indeed, he made himself capable of controlling anyone who was connected to him neurologically. Then he began to control Val and made her use the weapon to kill herself. Val knew that he would kill her daughter after he killed her, so she asked Atlas to run away. Then he started killing people as we saw at the beginning of the movie. Atlas felt like she was the reason for this, so she didn't want to trust any other robot. But finally she was able to communicate via the neural link with the robot. The robot comes to them and frees them. Then she goes to stop Harland. She starts fighting the robots and is able to destroy them. Elias also came to help her and asked her to run away. Elias detonates many explosives in the place and destroys many robots, and unfortunately he dies. Atlas then goes to the spaceship to destroy it. Harland launches bombs at Atlas to prevent them from stopping him, but she was able to hit the spaceship with a missile, destroying it. This angered Harland, and he told her that he would force her to bring another spaceship from Earth. Then he took out the sword and started fighting Atlas. Harland was very strong and was able to defeat the robot. Atlas was injured and Smith took her outside so that she would not be harmed. Then Harland came and hit the robot with the sword, but Harland noticed the disappearance of Atlas that appeared behind him and hit him in the eye with the sword, causing him to fall to the ground. She takes the therapist out of his head so they can conduct studies on him. Harland is completely destroyed. As for Smith, he was also about to be destroyed. She bids him farewell before he stops. Then forces from the International Coalition arrive to take Atlas to planet Earth after succeeding in its mission. After a while, we see the general visiting Atlas at her home and telling her that the robot she requested to modify is ready. Then she went to the headquarters of the International Coalition, and all the officers respected her because she eliminated Harland. Then she went to the new robot and communicated with him via the neural link. The artificial intelligence that speaks to her is Smith. She modified this program and now trusts this robot. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.